of seasoning news, culture, and views.
All right, let's go.
Tune in to meet some fascinating people. Share their stories.
Old Beijing style.
Studio Plus. Something fresh. Then add in your mushroom. Something fun.
Add in your mushroom.
Something more.
I'll just do a mix for a couple minutes.
Studio Plus. Studio Plus.
Hello and welcome to Studio Plus, coming to you live from Beijing. I'm Yinjin and with
So,
me is Neil.
good news is CRI News Plus
Good Monday
is
to
apparently
you.
Yeah.
How was your weekend?
this was a
Well,
streaming.
it was okay. I didn't go out.
This News
though.
Plus
I
AM
stayed
because they
and,
use every
did
digit
some
in
tidying
China.
up.
Yeah.
It's not
That sounds
840.
something quite similar like I did this weekend. I decided. I mean, I had a couple of friends that had arranged to meet for a brunch, but then when I checked the weather. I think it was Saturday, Sunday. It was supposed to be a bit rainy, and then I just gave up and had to take.
This one.
潘语录采用像比争的手法，暗喻字体备受摧残。
2008
And worldwide is
It's a 3-second delay.
71.6
It takes
years.
a minute and a half to load their webpage.
100 years ago, that number was just 31 years.
This is
This
1,000 AM
progress
CRI.
is attributable to many factors, but among the most undeniable are huge medical advances and much higher success rates in surgery.
Wait, where are we going from here? You talking about all the work you've been doing for centuries?
The threats of an early death have been a perpetual nightmare for the human race. But surgery provides the most direct means to deal with these problems.
Yeah, I got my vision fixed, and you can't sneak up on me now.
Incredibly, the origins of
Well,
surgery
before, if I had to, I would have
trace
shot
right
anything that
back
came
to
close,
the
because
dawn
no
of
way I'm letting you get
mankind.
close enough. Like, oh, I'm not sure. Yeah, I'm sticking that dead. I give a fuck. I'm getting away breathing. Lucky I had the money that I was willing to put the money. I had to put it on this. Why it's building up this weird film for some reason. I don't know how. But
Every April, when snow on the greater Xin'an range begins to melt and the sheets of ice on the Uma River, a tributary of the Heilongjiang River, begin to melt, the Orochen, the first inhabitants of this ancient land, come to the river for their annual river opening ritual.
where is this? This is in China, right? Did that not sound like...
24-year-old Guan Kongni is the oldest Orochen shaman. She will present offerings to the god of Uma as a means of seeking a good harvest and the well-being of her people in the coming year. The Orochen follow an ancient belief known as animism, and they're also followers of shamanism, one of the world's oldest religious practices. The responsibility of the shaman is to use his or her body as a medium for channeling information between the gods and mortals.
There are many gods between heaven and earth. When people get sick, the shaman will pray, dance, kowtow, and chant scriptures until the demon has been chased away. When the demon is expelled, the patient is cured.
Now, I believe it coming from that old woman's voice, not the young
For
one.
thousands of years, the
Yeah, if I
Orochen
was
have
hurt
sought
and
to
some
find
old
the
woman said that,
cause
yeah,
of
okay, I
disease
believe
and death
What can I do? Are
through
you
chanting and drum beats.
I recognize it's Chinese, but a lot of white people won't be able to tell that from Korea or anything else. They wouldn't be able to tell the difference. They just swear up and down. It's just
Almost all ancient civilizations accepted
It's an
as
electronic
fact the
piano.
idea that fate is determined by
Get out of
supernatural forces. When threatened by disease and death, they placed their faith in a destiny that was totally unpredictable.
that fucking river they're talking about. Oh, there's
However, under the same
Well, that was
sky,
specific.
even in ancient times, there were those who attempted to defy the gods and take control of their destiny.
and what happened to them? Tell us. Did they get into big super fights with the gods and maybe win and then get killed again anyway because their lover betrayed them to a cat?
The Turpan Depression in Xinjiang is one of the driest regions of West China. The unique geographic environment here has preserved a massive number of ancient ruins and relics. In 2003, while excavating some ancient tombs, archaeologists discovered the preserved 1,500-year-old corpse of a woman.
Well, that's not that old. That's just old enough, but not that old. That's a really interesting time frame. It's a really interesting time frame.
A detail on her lower abdomen immediately caught the attention of the archaeologists. It was a 17-centimeter long cut.
Totally preserved.
Using an electron microscope that can magnify images up to 1,700 times,
surgery 3,000 years
the
ago.
archaeologists found traces of stitches around the cut. They seem to have been performed using hairs from the tail of a horse.
Wow. 这个下张得很大，而且眼部基本上都是有点变形的。
You can see her jaws are stretched open and her face is rather out of shape. It can be assumed she suffered an agonizing death. Given the size of the skeleton, she was probably under 20 years old when she died. Back then, people got married at a young age, so it's possible that she died of dystocia.
可能是年龄难产。
The archaeologists came to the conclusion that a C-section had been attempted on the young woman, but that due to the primitive conditions 1,500 years ago, she died.
Fuck off, primitive.
But even though this attempt to save her life failed, the corpse revealed the earliest known example of the closure of an abdominal wound,
That means they
as
got the
well as
baby
the
out.
instinct to try to save the life of a fellow human
Did they
being.
get the baby out or not? I want to know. They're not answering
The
the question.
history of medicine dates back to the very dawn of humankind, and it seems that surgery was one of the earliest forms of medicine.
Yeah, in Hindustan and China.
We have
whatever,
evidence
Hindu, whatever.
from at least
Whatever you call it.
10,000 years. In the bones, the archaeologists found broken bones, alienated,
My teeth.
corrected, and consolidated.
Open and
You need
close.
to open the shell, go to the bone, broken the false fracture in the middle of the bone. You put a little wood of pine with honey, and after that, close and immobilize.
Medicine, even in its earliest
But
stages,
they don't want to tell us what works and didn't work, eh?
Death. The need to ensure that as many members of the tribe as possible would survive is one of the most probable reasons for the birth of medicine.
Sort of, but you only need to patch a warrior up enough to go out and kill 2 more Baghdadis.
Surgery was once a synonym for barbarism, the common associated images being of people cut open in agony and their bloodied corpses discarded.
Well,
The history of surgery
what about all
is
the
about
medical knowledge you got out of the
medical
Nazis?
pioneers pressing on through endless
Not the
trials.
Chinese.
Today, due to effective hemostasis, anesthesia, and disinfection, the lancet has become a life-saving instrument. Find out more in 200 years of surgery.
This is 01. At Shuling Gorge, Yanqing district, a person has been injured and is unconscious. Please go there as soon as possible.
At Beijing Emergency Medical Center, a rescue drill is in progress. As China's largest pre-hospital emergency care system, it receives on average 5,000 to 6,000 distress calls a day. Nowadays, emergency care is the core of modern-day medical services. To guarantee a rapid response and precision in first aid efforts, drills like this are an essential part of the medical center's regular practices. The 2 patients are currently in an inaccessible mountain area, and one of them can't be moved due to a severely injured cervical vertebra. as the ideal window for emergency treatment of an injury is 4 to 6 minutes after it has occurred, patients who can get pre-hospital treatment have a much greater chance of survival. Soon the GPS indicates the air unit has arrived at a location close to the injured. The patients are on a cliff 1,000 meters above sea level. Treating and moving severely injured patients in such an environment poses a significant challenge for the first responders.
What's going on? Take it slow. No rush. We're here. Don't worry. Can you hear me? What's your name? Secure his hand. Can you open your eyes?
The essence of emergency is never giving up. You can't possibly save every life. In some cases, you just have to let go. However, we must try our best with all our knowledge, experience, and sense of responsibility.
Accidents and disease have threatened humanity from the very beginning. Fortunately, today's professional and systematic medical services have greatly improved people's chances of survival in similar situations.
医学实际是人类善良情感的一种表达。
Medicine is essentially an expression of human kindness. In ancient times, when people became injured while struggling against the natural world, there were very early forms of first aid care. Some ancients used the burned stone to stop the bleeding, a method known in Chinese as 尸变. Above all, it was an act of goodness, an expression for even a primitive form of medical treatment.
一种很粗糙的、原始的医学。
We figured out people didn't put their
People
meat
in
on
ancient
fire,
times
die
lived in
horrible
an
deaths.
unforgiving world where sudden attacks could occur at any moment, and
That's
unseen diseases lurked in the darkness.
So
Not
sickle cell been around
surprisingly,
7,500
they
years?
came to uncover the secrets of how life worked.
6,500.
They asked questions such as, how do diseases come to exist?
Oh.
And what's the relationship between the human body and the outside world? As ancient people became fascinated by such major questions, over time they became less satisfied with the treatment of their time, which was a mixture of superstition and experience. They began to seek out the intrinsic connections between disease and the human body. Pergamon, today's Bergama in Turkey, was a famous city-state of the Roman Empire. On the ruins we see here once stood the sanctuary of Asclepius, in its time the largest medical facility in the area. In the 2nd century AD, Galen, the legendary Roman physician, was here practicing medicine.
That was the first 3-digit century, eh?
This is without
you still
doubt
writing
the
2
world's
digits?
very first medical
We didn't get the
center.
3-digit
It is
checkbooks
where
yet.
Galen of Pergamon was born and became a doctor. Down this path, there's the theater, which used to be an arena. Most of Galen's patients were wounded gladiators.
Oh, no shit, eh?
In order to better treat the wounded, Galen began to explore the secrets of the human body. These peculiar figures are quite probably the earliest diagrams of human anatomy. They come from a 12th century Persian book called Mansur's Anatomy, and they were based on Galen's theories. Medical historians recognize Galen as the first to put forth the idea
why are you reading that shit from
understanding
1,000
the human
years
body
ago?
through the study of human anatomy.
Io credo che tra le grandi curiosità dell'uomo,
I think one thing that humans are most curious about is the structure of our body, as well as its functions and the reasons why we get sick. That's why we've made it a priority to learn human anatomy. Back in Roman times, carrying out an autopsy was very difficult. Galen didn't do that.
He learned about the internal structure through dissecting animals.
Quando poteva guardava dentro, ma soprattutto utilizzava gli animali.
Galen attempted to understand the structure of the human body and how it works by dissecting animals. He then used that knowledge to treat human diseases.
I got bad news. You only got one stomach and I cut it out of you. I thought you had 3 more. I'm sorry.
So it's Galen who says that medicine,
Not that I have to be a good
health
doctor,
is
but a
about
PR
balance
man
and
for a doctor,
imbalance.
maybe.
It's Galen who codifies this idea that the body is a system of 4 humours: blood, black bile, yellow bile, and phlegm. That these move around the body, they animate the body while you're alive, and if they're balanced, then you're healthy. But if they get out of balance, then you become sick.
When you say dark humor,
The idea that diseases are caused by an imbalance within the human body was not first formulated by Galen. It was a common belief among all ancient civilizations, and they developed their own medical practices based on this concept. India, one of the oldest nations on Earth, has a history of medicine that dates back to 5000 BC. This is an outdoor clinic frequented by locals in New Delhi. Patients stand in a long queue, waiting to receive an ancient treatment known as bloodletting.
Oh, really?
The clinic opens at 9 a.m. and takes in 40 patients per day. Both the patients and the doctors here believe that by expelling dirty blood, the balance in the body can be restored, and as a result, disease is cured.
You waste all that blood, I'm sickle and anemic, you motherfuckers!
Structure of human body, so
Bastard,
they
you know
only
better,
can
'cause you're
imagine
bugs.
something looking at the face, the external appearance of human body, and trying to think what happened inside.
I think.
So when you argue with me, tell me I'm white, and I say, no, I'm black. Look at my health!
I think, again, this idea of bloodletting, for example,
See all the
to
white
rebalance the
patches?
body, this idea of the body as a system of 4 humours, this idea of treating disease by rebalancing the body, that becomes the heart of classical medicine.
I can see. Why can't you see me? This is orange.
During the very long period of ancient medicine, determining the anatomy of the human body was never achieved. For more than 1,000 years, medical practice had to slowly feel its way forward, relying on nothing more than inference, speculation, and experience.
Oh yeah, 1200 AD or 1200 AD yesterday, were 13 Romans of Black Death. They were fucking going through bodies like crazy.
Century that things changed significantly.
1300s, pretty close.
As the earliest means to discern the secrets of the human body, anthropotomy paved the way to modern medicine. In fact, everything that surgeons are familiar with today began with this.
Give me a pop, please, say. I bought it anyway.
在没有解剖学以前的手术是黑暗中的手术。
Before anthropotomy appeared, surgery was done in the dark, not literally, of course. I mean that back then, surgeons had to perform the operation blindly, without even knowing what they might be cutting into. But with anatomy, there comes light, and surgeons now know what they are doing. Anatomy guides the surgeon's thinking as well as their hands.
指挥了医生的大脑，也操纵了医生的双手。一个好的外科学家，他一定要非常是去人的结构。
A good surgeon knows the human body inside out. That's how he knows exactly where to cut when he operates, without damaging major veins and nerves, as he skillfully reveals the target area. So, all surgeons attach great importance to anatomy.
解剖学来说，他是非常重视的。
It was the natural instinct for survival and the desire to help fellow human beings that prompted the first attempts at medicine, the goal of which was to relieve physical suffering. Later, as the scalpel reached deeper, a new era of medicine began.
They put them all the way at the front on the one side.
Despite
So
its
you know those are the
enormous
dead.
contribution to surgery, few people today know that the development of anthropotomy was once a field adversely affected by serious constraints.
Polytotomy? What?
In the early
like
days of what would become modern medicine, the UK was one of the few areas where medical activities thrived. In the oldest cemetery in Edinburgh, Scotland, there's a rather bizarre sight. A number of old tombs surrounded by tiers of rails as if to prevent something from escaping. In reality, however, the builders of these tombs weren't trying to keep something in. They were trying to prevent body snatchers from stealing corpses.
Who was buying them? Medical students who were expected to come up with a body with no legal supply of one. They had to come up with their own body to do the dissection, which is useless when it comes to being a doctor because you're not doing autopsies.
Respectable individuals who had found that by digging up the graves of recently deceased individuals, that they could get financial reward from the medical school, from the anatomy department, for the bodies that would be required.
It wasn't the students buying them.
And there was actually quite a business in this, because the anatomists were only normally allowed to have a small number of bodies available for dissection, for teaching.
And yet they were all required to have a bunch of them, or however you want to phrase it.
The awful source of cadavers was executed prisoners.
Yeah, that's the
Given the limited number of bodies available for dissection, and driven by greed to the point of violence, the most infamous case of manslaughter in the history of medicine took place here in Edinburgh.
Just think of the advancements for the civilized
This is
white
the
man.
best-known collection in the University of Edinburgh's Anatomical Museum. It's probably one of the most notorious human skeletons in the United Kingdom.
Well, this is William Burke, and these are the hands that murdered 15 people by suffocation. One would lay across the body,
they had lots of fucking
across the other would actually suffocate the individual to death by pinching off the nostrils and the mouth, and quite literally suffocated him to death. Now, he wasn't particularly big. I mean, he's in a cabinet. If you take him out, he's down to about this height. He's about 5'4", 5'5", about that height. But he was strong.
Well, strong enough to cover your mouth for 60 seconds.
In the year 1828, William Burke and William Hare, both Irish immigrants, murdered at least 15 people in a lodging house. They then sold the bodies to anatomists at the University of Edinburgh's medical school.
And now they're on display where another people
continued
said
for
people
almost
bought them
a
and owned
year
them. And
until a victim was discovered.
With that, we end today's edition of Selfie. Tomorrow, we will continue with the audio segment of this 8-episode documentary titled The 200 Years of Surgery, produced by CGTN. I'm Manling. Thank you for listening.
It says China's something.
Beautiful universe are the deepest secrets of the human body. Man is...
Oops, I just changed it on you, bro. You should have got that out before. Is this the same show again? We're on 846 again.
Years of surgery.
Oh, I'm listening to this again. I barely listened the first time.
Some say Chinese is one of the most difficult languages in the world, and learning it is almost impossible.
Not
So
true at
learning
all.
Chinese, the most difficult
It's so similar to English. It's insane.
So I'm sort of tone deaf. I can't really hear them.
I think the cultural mindset is the biggest complication for grammar.
It's just complicated.
Hey, is
So
Radio
much.
Cappy might be running? No. Why would that be running? They're having like all sorts of crazy shit going on. ROK, I don't know what that means. 510621, 23 kidnapped. Yeah, 1951.
Where before you pass the innocent, the vagrant, the thief, the murderer. Listen again next week when we again bring you the lineup. May I have your attention, please? You people out there on the other side of the wire in the audience room, may I have your attention, please? Thank you. My name is Greb. Sergeant Matt Greb. I'll explain the lineup. Each of the suspects you will see will be numbered. I'll call for numbers and names
This is the worst radio idea I've ever heard of. You're gonna do a lineup on the radio? Seriously? How the fuck's that gonna? You're gonna tell us what they look like, and we're not supposed to take anything from that and read it. Okay, that's not what this is. What's this one again?
Specific situation, it works out.
You're gonna be doing that for 5 minutes.
Creek FM is celebrating Canada Day in a big way. Creek FM Canada Day Big Cash Bingo. That means all 4 parts of the bingo are all $500. One line, top or bottom, $500. The standing 7, $500.
I want to sponsor B19. Every time you call B19, I want you to shut up 6 out, motherfuckers, and then just go right back.
Make this bingo even bigger. Creek FM double
6 out, motherfuckers.
Cards will be on sale to multiply your chances for big cash. With 5 movie pots in play, Creek FM is celebrating Canada Day in a big way, giving you more ways to win. Creek FM. 95.3 FM.
Creek FM Environment Canada 3-day forecast for today. We can expect to see mainly cloudy skies with 60% chance of showers. This afternoon with the risk of a thunderstorm. Those fog patches will dissipate near noon with that northeast wind at 20 kilometers this afternoon with a high of 23 degrees. That humidex is going to make it feel more like 29 with the UV index at 7 or high. For tonight, it is going to continue on cloudy skies with 60% chance of thunderstorms. It's going to be a little cooler with a low of 15 degrees. Tuesday, again, cloudy with the risk of a thunderstorm in the afternoon, high of 22 degrees. That humidex is going to make it sound like feel like 29. For the evening, showers in a low 17. Winning Wednesday, bingo Wednesday, a mix of sun and cloud with 60% chance of showers and a high of 25 degrees. Thursday, sunshine with a high of 26. Current conditions in Creek Country, Melville, Yorkton, you are sitting at 19 degrees under mist with a northeast wind at 17 kilometers, gusting up to 28. For Capel, Indian Head, no reports on sky conditions.
My clock. I got a blue screen.
You are also sitting at 19 degrees. You've got a north wind at 8 kilometers. And out here on the creek deck in Okeanees and all throughout we are sitting at 20 degrees with that real feel. It is feeling more like 22 degrees. We've got cloudy skies with a northeast wind at 6 kilometers. That has been your Creek FM weather center update. We are going to get back into the music. Right now, I've got Fat Boy Slim on deck with Praise You. You are tuned into the Back to Work edition of the Request Hour, and we're broadcasting on the heart of the Okeanees First Nation on 95.3 Creek FM.
Your all-nation superstation.
What the fuck did you just do? You're gonna fuck this up just because it's copyrighted fucking music coming. Get the fuck out of here. Are you fucking serious? Get this shit out of the middle of my screen so I can interact with the piece of equipment that I own. What's the you're committing electronic break and enter right now. I will cut your fingers off in real life for it. I'm not joking. With something electronic to make it legit. The fuck is that? Can I turn this off now? I don't know what you're talking about. I don't know what you can do. I don't believe inside you. Stop to get out of
Coming in tough, no matter what, by the window, by the door. Yes, speaking on the lock for the door. That's a show, cause we know what you got. On the table and your money's in the box. So I'm picking on the lock, going to the door.
Don't fuck the beats.
nothing to ask you. One bad move, then you get your ass kicked. You're not in the mood, so the peace gas you.
I don't want to addiction from the US, straight to neonicotine oil.
Your ass is frozen. What's motherfucker, now you about to get defeated. My bad, you bad, you the one who chose it. And not be able to give no options. Not more made for a man on a mission. It's not a good dream or a bad situation. More like a nightmare, you are the victim. One, two,
close it completely, and then maybe it won't be fucked anymore. Maybe I don't care. Alright, I don't know what's at the beginning anymore. No, bye. No, wait, I wanted that one.
Taps into it. Like if we were not trying, every time someone plays, I notice the actions, everything is connected to the song. Yeah, it's weird.
This is what the Mexicans pick in.
What are you talking to me? Look at the price of the jeans. I got no time for a tease.
Since the scrapyards ain't paying out sales tax.
I got my tricks on my sleeve. My bitch a beat up a free.
That's right, the whole circle stays.
Niggas came out of the booth.
That's
Need to be
right.
speaking my truth. You never stepped in my shoes. Yo, I'm pulling up in a fuel. Niggas don't know what to do. I'm taking
The fruit pickers are independent subcontractors. They're responsible for paying their own taxes. Right, the tax when to be collected, 106 at the paper label, and that's what pisses me off. The paper label.
Niggas are going insane. I'm taking all of the hate. I disappear like a ghost. I keep my ducks in a row. I keep that bitch on her toes. Whoa, when you step into my zone, give me a hit on my phone.
I just watched it.
I get it over the low.
Yeah, they didn't touch the floor. Yeah, I did just fucking watch it. You can't fake that. That looks like it's, see that little fucking, it looks like it's fake. That you can't fake that part falling apart. They outsmarted me on this one.
Chilling with the homies makes it easier.
I'm still bad because the first time I stole it, I tried to get it. I was like, you can't, what is this? He just gave me a dead one. He probably heard it 6 times that night. Everybody I gave them to, when I got them from the banks, and oh, these are real. How the fuck you know that? And I didn't know that.
I got no time for a tease. Money is all that I breathe.
Money is all that I breathe.
I get your beat up a free.
Cause the oxygen makes my blood cells seize.
Need to be speaking my truth. You never stepped in my shoes. Yo, I'm pulling up in a fuel. Niggas don't know what to do. I'm taking all of the loot. Whoa, I'm taking it.
They didn't mention them doing brain. I don't know what they called China back then. My God, was it that being?
Yeah, you already know who it is. It's your boy Playboy Bandito.
They were doing brain surgeries back then. And if they fucked it up the first couple times, they would have stopped and not talked about it. They might have done it. They would have made a record of it.
Yeah.
They were doing brain cancer surgeries 3,000 years ago in BC. 3,000 years ago in China. PRC, BC, BC. I've seen lots of Chinese people in BC with their R, but that's not what I meant.
Money talk, money talk, money talk. Not no Mac. You got A.
I wonder if the Chinese people know they get called the minority. Really?
Yeah. Playboy Bandito. Bitches know my stilo. The ladies mad with an ego. Big like you ain't know. Making bread, you needin' dough. If you can't trap, then you need a hoe. Wasting time getting drunk and high. I need to leave that wheel alone.
You can't trap, you ain't an O.
Smell my weed alone. Trying to find a style like mine. Is you gon' need a code? My nigga, the streets is mine. I don't need a bone. I don't need a label to sign me for me to blow. I already know that my vibe is unbelievable. Stronger than mine, it's about time for me to go. Lay back when I'm chill. Gotta face the ladies' feel. It made it through the 80s and looked like a baby still. It's the streets that made me. And your shit's crazy still, but still I like to party like I just got a deal.
So how can I say the craziest things to me?
Street life, we've been through it. I like to introduce my crew, and all we do is yeah. You got it. Yeah. You got it. Yeah. You got it. Yeah. You got it. Man, I'm sick and tired of these lame assholes. Trying to get up in the game, assholes. Thinking you in my lane. About that game, fuck a couple lame assholes. Put a real nigga in a Maserati. Matter of fact, just pay your own rent. Stop running around popping miles. Stop running around popping pictures. Instagram's getting rich and they ain't gonna take you with them. Why you wanna be the victim? You don't really need attention, but you just wanna see permission. You ain't gonna beat resistance. There's only one way to win, and they gotta stay persistent. All I do is eat, flip,
You don't repeat the actions of your own success.
All I ever do is eat, flip, crack, fuck, hoes, get money. In the world around town, everybody been saying, I got money. You need money. Cause I throw money. I blow money. This right here, old money. Not no money. This shit some blow money. This shit some old money.
What's the cockroach gonna do? If he's willing to eat it, that means there's no pesticides or nothing in it. You wouldn't eat it. Cockroaches are not stupid, usually. Well, they get cocky when they get grown up. I have to cook that or something, man. So it takes a minute and a half to load the CRI webpage. But it takes 30 seconds to get the radio straight. Hold on a second.
That murder on my state, just like you, elevated like the crime rate. It's full of hate. If you really think that you better than the devil, you gotta get a separate fate. When I rip off my shit, people that diss me get then fall back. Well, you get fucking up to your nap, and then you get clapped for the crack, and then you don't know what the fuck happened. You're just like flat. You don't even see past my identity, which be the DERELICT, MC of the Avenue E.
That ain't how he spells it on the internet, though.
Because I am better, the fucking competitor. I say whatever, you bitches can lay the fuck down. My crew is tough.
Oh yeah, somebody took down all this.
What do you say? The fuck of your name or in your rhymes? Fuck around once more and you're gonna find that I shit the knife up in your spine. Murder is mine is something to love.
And that's for the nigga that took it down. I've been playing it a long time on this stuff. So we're gonna check it all out. We're gonna hack everything. Good job, man. Break your brain in pieces trying to do that. Hey, he's beginning horseshit.
Yeah, y'all already know what it is, man. It's your only AP about paper, D-Block, BDS, Cinco. Y'all already know what it is. Right now, I'm rocking out my nigga M1, a.k.a. Moolah, man. Boy got bars, man. Young nigga, too, man. 17 years old. Getting it in, getting it real. He got bars, man. That's all I'm going to say, man. Y'all already know, man. If I co-sign this shit, I co-sign his bars, you know what I'm saying? So I can tell y'all, man, my nigga got bars, man. If you want to see if he a real nigga or not, man, run up on him, man.
to let you know you're YO to T dot, man. That's how we getting it down, man. Shout out to my nigga DJ Diggs, my nigga DJ Opie, man. Let's get him.
DJ Opie.
I ain't lying, throat infection, bronchitis. I'm sick, I need medicine. Better than I'm too skilled for Benylin. Better than any Canadian citizen. I'm one, not a scripture on. That's a decision on 45 making this album. Bigger guns, hitting run, this is fun. I'm on my G-tip, that's why I smoke old folks when nice ladies take mad coke, fix them up all the time, hate when they try to move broke.
You hear the voice, about paper back on this shit again. 5'5" nigga, threat to any citizen. Test my pants, me and moon without them Benjamins. Get your head popped, swing it chopper like a pendulum.
From Doomstown to D-Block, from 5'5", all the way to the C-Walk. We hold it down, are we strapped up? Yes. See no vest, just the 40 calorie in the back.
A couple 9-techs, side on, tray pound, lay down. The block full of niggas all face down. And watch them break down. Everybody crying on the news and say it wasn't safe. Everybody lying.
Niggas that no firing. Till I hear a siren. Shoot at anybody dialing. That ain't good. Press, then I gotta pull. But that's how it goes. From hood to hood. From Doomstown to D-Block. From YO to T-Dot. From 5'5", all the way to the C-Walk. We hustle through the first. From Doomstown to D-Block. From YO to T-Dot. From 5'5", all the way to the C-Walk. We hustle through the
gangster, YO shooter with goons and T-Dot. PDS worldwide niggas, so let that heat pop. Sleep not, if I got a problem in the streets. It's hunting season and I'm gunning for your beef, boy.
You must not know my self-esteem. Spray your top, then put it back in my jeans. As for me, who gave you the audacity? Nothing to track me, show you who run the back.
All you niggas fooled and we famous while we move with them hammers. Trying to week straight 2 outfits in my hamper. And baby mom bitching about bread in the pamper. Shit, I'm robbing everything, avoiding all the cameras. Kids in pajamas,
motivated someone.
Scammer, jewelry displays getting shattered. Whoever moves, getting splattered, getting sent to heaven. The hell you think we got the hammers? From Doomstown to D-Block, from YO to T-Dot, from 5'5", all the way to the C-Walk. We hustle through the first.
I ain't explaining what none of those words mean.
Doomstown to D-Block, from YO to T-Dot,
I really didn't touch the flame, touch the floor, but it's quite That's not great. The flames got to pick up nothing off the floor to hurt me. No, some blood, but I don't think it was down there long enough to pick up any blood. I can't believe how many fucking dead I keep. Considering they can't fucking feed off me, what are they doing to my house?
Tonight, Gangbusters presents the case of the Chicago Tunnel Gang.
Todd Gotti, CTM Music Group, baby. Woo! Bow! Yeah, I'm trying to get the same, I'm just trying to get rich. We do it for the big face, dead presidents. I got Lamborghini dreams, never got Mercedes tips. And yes, I'm a boss, but I'm looking for a lick. You gotta get it how you live when life is like this. And yes, I need 36, a whole fucking brick. Rolling through the city, got my Louis Lowe's on. And I got these motherfuckers, yeah, I get my smoke on. Cheech, Sean, bust out the bomb. Smoking all day, flipping bricks by the yard. And you can try to do it, don't quit your day job. The streets need just to make the times real hard. That's why I got all these tattooed scars. Chilling in the city bars, rolling in the fancy cars. checking out the superstar. Yeah, I look like a model. B-I-O-R. Money in the rubber band, stack it till your cap hurts. Yeah, I got the trade palace, got a real loud. I do the dirt in the dirt, fucking through the broad day. I got some inventories, AKs, SKs, long range, short range. Let's stay no brain. Do like kitty, motherfucking crime pays. Yeah, I'm trying to get the tape, I'm just trying to get rich. We do it with the big
5-5 for Wire. See why I don't make big holes in these spills anyway. And that's only over here, and I still managed to spill it without turning it over. This is why I don't fuck with glass or the weird punchy things. I'm gonna buy everything in metal cans, because whether it comes like this from the store or not, it's gonna look like this when I'm done. Before I open it, I keep hiding the dented apple juice cans at the back. These stock boys are not getting it. Dollarama gets it. Dollarama gets it. I'm looking at the screen. It's going to show me what comes up next. No, it won't, because I'm totally, because it's the one app that won't work correctly. It will and it won't. It will sometimes.
Yeah. It's that raw shit. I know some rappers in the game became stars quick. They see y'all while I'm hanging with y'all. Real shit. North Central playing the mosh pit. The 4-5 hit them so hard, making them draw sick. Real hip hop shit. You couldn't get involved. One dose will do you in like this is fentanyl. Not sleeping like I couldn't go to bed at all. Problem, so you fucking with the kid, then you could get him off. I see everybody talking about humble rappers. What the fuck it mean to you? I thought y'all was humble rappers. City fucking trash, but they stay hugging platinum humble rappers. Tell me what they say about you other rappers. Y'all are so skilled, so ill and so real. Real recognize real, and y'all with a soul mills. At least I like to think. Y'all stay popping bottles, I guess you like to drink. White, I like to blink. Nice, decide to race white, but it's safe and pink. Y'all not thinking robbing the truth of verb when I'm a bitch. And I ain't talking about change, bro. You
I think the store owners are afraid of us. People are cracking. You usually put your money on it. No, this is why people are willing to give me 10 seconds of their time. There are some of them cracking. Right.
Fuck you rappers, I don't bother, we the opposite. Fuck you rappers, we ain't partners of conglomerates. Fuck you rappers, make me wanna catch a body quick. Fuck you rappers, make me catch a body quick. You about to watch the Audi trip. Ain't a dealer, but I can change your pocket swift. It ain't wet, but you about to see this froggy slip. Ribbit, now don't fuck with no gimmicks. Still my homie got a pigeon, and I think he gon' spin it. Even Popeye couldn't save you if you bought my spinach. Line in this business, if you brought me, you finish. Keep your enemies close and your friends at a distance. They say money makes you see shit. I got all types of business. Multi-encrypted, kinda like the life that I'm living. Everything within reach, I got my hands in position. Bobby Max told me aim for the stars, that's where the money at. Run it back, got that semi-automatic. You don't want no part of that. You don't got your starter crack. Pull up in the whip, flash the brick, you got your motor back. Blowing up a battle rack, I don't like the sound of that. Think you run up on the trap, faces on them bout to lap. You gon' need a shower cap, then you put a power nap. I'm sand in your hourglass, never, you ain't coming back. Fuck you rappers, make me wanna catch a body quick. Fuck you rappers, I don't bother, we the opposite. Fuck you rappers, we ain't partners of conglomerates.
Just to see if this fucking dude will make me pull up my gun. Hey, I'll drop it on the ground and run, and then I'll come back and pull up another one. Oh, my dum-dums. Are you gonna be dumb enough to run? I'm gonna be out here in the sun stunning. Oh, where'd it go? It's, you're like I touched a wire and the music stopped, but there's no connection between those two things. I don't think. That's broken. Don't want to hear the business report, not from just this jacket. It's a winning day. It's a winning day, but it's a loser.
Yeah.
Oh, there we go.
Le Diesel, concours Ange, le destiné pour le monde, ouais. Le conservé par les frères.
Au verbe est entré dans la langue, en l'occurrence, plutoniser. Pendant un certain temps, on employait ce néologisme avec humour pour exprimer le fait de reléguer une personne à un plan intérieur. Ce terme n'est presque plus employé, essentiellement parce qu'on ne parle plus très souvent de Pluton et que la référence n'est plus évidente.
I think the threads that they used to put my clothes together are irritating my skin. I'm not sure, but I think. No, it's that, like, I've analyzed everything in the situation.
Je suis Ali El Boadawi, je viens du Maroc et j'habite à Moncton, Nouveau-Brunswick. Je fais la gestion de projet et aussi l'analyse de données à l'université de Moncton. On a entendu parler de la province du Nouveau-Brunswick, plus précisément la région du Moncton et l'Atlantique, où il y a une grande communauté de francophones. Et on a une présentation destination Acadie au Maroc. Donc on a aimé la nature et aussi les festivals d'été, les festivals de Chediac, les festivals.
On COVID-19 out of the States over the weekend, focusing instead they are on economic news.
Oh, everything. He knows exactly what all the investors are thinking.
In America, spiking 44% in May over April. So investors latching on to that. We got the Dow right now up 471 points, 1.8% to 25,486.
Investors with money are looking at fucking Africa. No, I mean like for real, like
or 0.7%.
Like
on the Toronto stock market, the TSX is higher by 158 points. That's 1% to the upside at 15,347. That's the price for oil up more than 3% here, $39.74 per barrel. On Wall Street, shares in Chesapeake Energy are down 7.25%. Chesapeake said Sunday it filed for bankruptcy protection, becoming the first major casualty in the energy space. Remember, oil prices tanked in May and in March and April, but have since staged a big comeback. Shares in Aurora Canada slower. It said that its former chief executive Terry Booth is retiring from the board of directors.
They would never put it on November anyway. In October, December, January, or longer, in March.
Uline's warehouse in Milton is looking for.
I'm kind of tired of celebrating that on my birthday, same month I feel like
with a long history as a stable employer and offers wages
starting at $22 an hour. You sold it.
Generous benefits and the.
You working for who? What?
You will work in a safe facility for a company that prioritizes its employees' health. Uline is currently hiring for warehouse associates, distribution managers, and warehouse leads.
You will work for a safe. Hold on, there should be a comma there, and that will not translate correctly.
Make the most of what comes next.
Safe company. If you compare it to companies that care about their employees. Oh, that's not what we meant to say, but that's what you said in about 50 languages, isn't it? Oh, dear. Oh, dear. I don't know what language Puff said. I don't set a language for these videos because I know better, but I can only imagine what the translator thinks. It says just music. Foreign language, right? Foreign talking. I swear to God, it said that on one of these fucking things. I can't believe it.